Queen, coming to you tonight. We're going to be continuing our relationship special that we're working on for the last few weeks. Aisha is back in the building. We're waiting for my wonderful co-host Wesley to join us shortly. Make sure you're checking us out every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Monday night, 7 to 9 p.m. You can find us on YouTube at wmskonlineradio. You can hit my Facebook page, Open Wide with Me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Last week, Aisha, we were here and and he had a guest. His guest was from an organization in Baltimore City called Neeuq. And that group, they live by some very specific ideals. They have, rules and things that they go by. So,
question me. Is this like what is this? Organized group that they made up, or
yes? So they do community-based things as well. But to be in this group, you have to have a specific lifestyle. So, they want families to stick together. So they, encourage high quality relationships. There's rules to who you date, how you date, and all that kind of stuff. So my question to them is, because my position is that a lot of times relationships are a form of social control, marriages specifically. So we had, just a whole bunch of questionable things. So I'm just like, if your group doesn't accept LGBT members because it goes against your ideals and values in your organization, what about building the rest of the community? Because are we not part of the community? Because his main target group is African Americans, right? So,
what is their foundation? Is this a religion? Is this who came up with this? Who is the founder?
So he didn't give us all that information, and I actually didn't look into it before coming tonight.
Okay. Is he coming back tonight?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I did invite him to come back because he is a very young guy, which, he was impressive to me because the morals and the standards by which he lives at such a young age. I was impressed by that.
All right. Do they have like their own community? They like
I don't think they're that advanced yet because I said, so if this is your way of life, the only way that you can do that and just be successful, because they have specific diets that they live by. He said most of them are vegan or vegetarian. I don't know, right? So
do they go to church?
I don't think that they were very, religious.
Maybe they're more spiritual.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just, I was impressed by, his conviction to this cause, to be so young, So he spoke very highly of marriage and his expectations with that. So I don't know. So he and Wesley, were like high-fiving, dabbing,
is Wesley
on
a
the
part
same
of
page.
this group too?
No, Wesley is not a part of the group, but they do community initiatives together. They do that. So, and that's how I guess they met and ran into each other.
Building up the community.
Yes. Okay. So, it was a lot of things that they did. Now, at the end, because they have a cleanup over on Bel Air Road.
Okay. I saw that was on Sunday, right?
Saturday. Right. So, I asked him at the end when he was going to leave, I said, well, can LGBT folks at least come out and help the cleanups? And so he said, yes.
So we could use them to clean up, but they can't be a part of the organization.
No.
How are you uplifting the people?
Yeah. So that was my thing. So Wesley is in the building.
Yes, he is. And I have some questions.
Oh my goodness. So we've been talking about today. I was trying to catch her up on last week's show. So I was trying to catch her up on last week's show and let her know about what the guy from today was saying, the efforts and stuff like that. And just talking about the differences in opinion that we shared. So, he was an interesting little guy. Okay. He really was. To be so young, he really has his head on his shoulders.
So do they do arranged marriages or do they find like?
So we didn't get completely into their relationship structure, but he did say that there were some rules you had to follow if you were to date. Other than that, I didn't really get into that.
I was like, to come back.
Do you have any idea, Wesley?
What?
Any of the ramifications or parameters to their relationship in Tindale? Yeah, you're live.
Oh, yeah, I ain't want to come on. No, I don't know actually all the rules and regulations of Tindale, but what I do know is they don't allow certain things around them. Similar to how I move, but it's more so of a code that they have. Like, if you're gonna be with a woman, that's your woman, and when you are part of that family, you are not allowed to like mistreat her, abuse her, step out on her, and things like that. See, something I really like about that is because it's a code that I go out with myself. I don't support or like if my father or uncle or my friends or neighbors or somebody I know, a man that I know that I affiliate myself with, if he's somebody that's around me constantly, no, I can't change what they do as men, but they will know how I feel. And I'm not gonna sit back and like again, I'm gonna reiterate that I can't change them.
Right.
And I can't force them to do nothing. But to constantly be around me, and I know you got a wife and family and kids at home, or just a wife or girlfriend at home waiting for you. And then when we out, you all up in other women's face, you flirting or you trying to, sleep with another woman. We don't support that. And I know that's one of the rules of Tinder. Like, if you with a woman or a man, if you're a man or woman in that organization, they don't stand for that. Like, you can't be like messing around with nobody else, and that's not a part of what their belief system is. And I respect that because it's something that, I walk and live by myself, and my friends and homeboys will tell you all the time, like, we have gotten big, like, arguments and, like, screaming matches and almost getting physical for women that's not even my sisters or cousins or they not even related to me. I will go to the back for women, regardless if she's somebody I'm related to or not. I'll be like, yo, why you with her? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've had, men that, I affiliate with or used to affiliate with, be like, man, you don't even know her, or that ain't even your people's, or you taking up for her. And it's not even about who's my family or who my friend is. I just stand on the sense of morals, values, respect. Right is right, wrong is wrong. If you're gonna see you committed to that woman, then commit to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is certain stuff that I don't agree with, but I know, for a fact, Tindale family have certain grounds and morals and values that they believe and they walk by. And if you're not for it, then it's not certain. They're young.
They're young?
Yeah, they're young.
Okay.
The actual guy, Elijah Miles, he is and Elijah, he does a lot of, studying. He does a lot of research. He does a lot of studying. He does a lot of, amazing things in the community. That's how, him and I met.
Okay.
I met the young man because a lot of people that know what I do and a lot of people know what he do. He was like, wow, y'all need to know each other. So we was indirectly, we knew about each other but never met. And when we actually met, I was very caught off guard. And the reason why I say I was caught off guard because it took me, a while to get to the point where I'm at. When I was his age, I was nowhere near. You feel what I'm saying? And I told him as a guy that's older than him, I told him, like, bro, I really respect that. And I really respect you because when I was 24 years old, I was still in the street. You understand? I was running around with a bunch of women. I was in the street. I was running ragged. Like, it wasn't no rules and regulation and morals and values. I was going ham at that point. But he's moving to the sense, and the people that, is along with, the Tim Dad family, they're moving in the sense of morals, values, respect. And it's not even like, oh, you got to be Christian or Jewish. It's nothing like that with them. They do believe in, a higher power, and they say, a God of many names. But it's not like a religious-based type organization.
Okay, so
it's more so. I don't want to say a black power, but it's more so a uplifting people of color, black people. They stand on the basis of black people. So, and they have strong values. It's like if you join, your money that
I gotta pay money.
No, you don't have to pay money. Your money becomes our money in a sense.
Like a community.
Yeah,
Okay.
community type thing.
Okay.
But that's the thing. I've been saying that for like 4 or 5 years now. And that's something that we need to start taking a look at in our community. And the reason why, I paid attention to it. If you sit down and you look at the Jewish community, if you see how they move and they operate, it's because of how they use their funds.
Right.
It's not, and then in the Jewish community, it's not, oh, you making 100,000 or 200,000 or 500,000, and I'm poor and I'm struggling, or we gonna laugh at you. No, in their community, 10% of the working person's salary goes back into the community. That's how they have so much continued growth. Also in that community, if somebody loses their job, they're not going to lose their mortgage or house or car, because the community is going to make sure their mortgage is paid, they got food, their car payment, and they still have child care services. In our community, we're not moving and operating like that. If somebody loses their job, we're down there making fun of it. We're looking at it because they're down and out. We're not trying to help them keep their house. We're not trying to make sure their kids still go to school or child care. We're not trying to, and that's something that, I respect and I like that they use as well, because if somebody going through something in the Tim Dad family, they come together and pitch in and help out. Like I witnessed it for myself. So, that's why I wanted to bring them on so we can spread his word of the things that they're doing.
I would like to speak to him.
Anything that's positive and outside. So, it's pretty
questions. I need some answers.
So he did contribute to the discussion. There was a lot of things that he really doesn't have experience in because he's only 23. But I think 24. So he's really young. But I thought he really had a handle on the direction in which he wanted his life to go. So hopefully he comes back and we get talked to. But anyway, so last week we were talking about why we continue to have relationships, especially marriages, when 60% of the time they end in divorce. So some of the facts that we went over, there are several articles that I read to pull up the information, and some of the facts that we read or talked about was that marriage rates are continuing to decline, and divorce rates are increasing, especially in your older Americans. So, and the only thing that I can say probably attributes to that is the fact that once they get old, their children are grown, it's the reason for staying married is gone.
Right.
Their properties may be paid off or they may not have any, but older Americans they're not with it. They're not even staying together. So for every 1,000 married people 50 and over, there were 10 of them were getting divorces. So, it's creeping, but, so 65 and older, the divorce rate tripled since 1990. I have no clue what you would be doing, especially in reference to dating at 65 and older. Don't get me wrong. If you're 65 and older and you doing it, doing that, you keep on doing it, because for real, I cannot imagine what people at 65, will be doing. Maybe 65 is the new 40. I don't know. So people were marrying outside of their religious groups. That is starting to become more common. I can remember when I was practicing an organized religion, they were saying, you'd be unevenly yoked if you decided to date outside of Christianity or whatever. So that is starting to change. People are dating outside of their religious affiliations as well as their political affiliations. And I can't really say, Democrat, Republican, and how that relationship would clash other than election time. I don't know.
Right.
But people are, willing to date outside of that. So I was like, okay, that's good. Online relationships have increased a whole lot.
Right.
Christian Mingle. What's some of the other
Bumble, Tinder, maybe a fish.
Because the online thing has got, extremely big. I also take that into, it's almost like people losing the aspect of being able to converse and interact when it comes to real life and in person.
Right.
I've seen females be able to go back and forth through text message or email, and they have a lot to say in that sense. But once you get in front of them and you sit across the table from them, or you're in that, they had nothing to say. So it's like, the text message game and wave and the online thing has taken a big, step forward. Because I feel like a lot of people are also, they don't know how to be approached in real life, in the sense of it's people don't know how to interact like that anymore. I don't know why it's getting so
I don't know
weird
how to
like
be
this.
approached, or I don't know how to approach people, because I myself, if I thought you were cute, I wouldn't be like, hey, Rusty, you want to go out on a date? Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. Like, oh, I'm interested in you. Do you want to date?
Yeah.
So
No,
I wouldn't even know what to say.
Just recently, and I know you gonna have something to say, but just recently I asked, a group of women. I said, why is it that when women see a homosexual man, it's like a level of excitement. If he looks clean or fresh or whatever, and they agree, it's like, yes, bitch, you killing it for that guy. But if straight women see us, that same straight man that's dressed well or look nice and he's walking across the street, or he's coming somewhere in her area, she daggone there looking into the stars. She looked to the other side of the wall. She's not giving no attention. She's not giving him no eye contact. She almost making it seem like she don't see that straight man. But if a homosexual man comes in the area, he's applauded. He's clapped. Or he's uplifted.
So I think maybe
maybe y'all too old. Y'all older than them. No. I'm telling you. No, I ain't mean to use that term. Maybe because y'all older than them. I spoke. It was like 7 different women. They was like, you know what? I never thought about it like that, but you're right. Y'all don't see the big crave of women pushing and backing the it's like it's a purse or like a piece of luxury that a lot of girls or young women gotta have with them nowadays. They got like the gay homeboy, he's a part of the crew, and it's like they get more clout and respect and courage than straight men nowadays.
I don't know, because you're right. I'm not in that age group. But I'm not gonna not have a friend because he's gay or whatever. So I've seen it, but I don't know if it's necessarily that they're purposely seeking out gay friends or whatever. I think that they're more accepting.
He's saying that they're more approaching the gay men.
Right. So I'm gonna get to that. But in reference to them, like how they group and stuff like that, I think that they're more receptive to reality and who is available for friendships, right? If I just saw, are you saying like a random guy? Like if I saw a random guy and he looked good, I'm like, boy, you are wearing that suit today. He's probably gonna be looking at me like, Miss, you're a stalker.
No, that's the problem. He won't though, because if you bring men in here, men like compliments just as well as women do, and men always be like, yo, women very rarely send compliments. Women rarely tell a man, how can you say he's a stalker?
No, he would say that I'm a stalker. Like if I said, I'm going to try it, right? I'm going to try it from today until next week. I'm going to let you know how we're out.
And I want women to really do that. And I'm not saying be extra with it.
So,
It's no problem with
a man.
yeah, it's no problem with if you see a handsome man.
I tell you look nice.
Because you have a relationship with me, so you feel comfortable.
Right.
Like a stranger, because I really don't talk to strangers. Like even if I saw a gay guy and I felt he looked nice, I probably wouldn't say anything to him either.
That might be you. It might be you. Like
my mother told me not to talk to strangers, so I don't know. So I mean, even if I might say to a lady, "Oh, you look real nice today. I really like your outfit," or something like that. I'll say that to a lady, you know, just to compliment her and just like tell her she looks nice today.
It's not. I don't get it. It's not easier though. Like a man is allowed to be complimented. If this man is well dressed or well mannered or he's handsome or something like that, and you think that, let him know. It don't got to be in a weird stalkerish way. You can say, you know,
I
you
think
look
that
nice
would
today.
definitely be weird. So I'm going to try that.
I don't get that.
I'm gonna try it. I think I said something to one guy, and I said, "Oh, you really smell nice," and he's like, "Oh, it's Gucci guilty or something like that." I'm like,
so something like that. I might say something like that, but it has to like really smell nice.
Wow, that's crazy. Y'all think it would like it would be like a weird thing?
Yeah, stalkerish.
Like I guess because we're so used to being complimented.
How can you say? You're using the wrong terminology. How is that stalkerish? If you walking in the market or something, and the guy looks nice, and you know we can't say, you know, that's a nice outfit, or that's a nice suit, or
I don't know. I'm scared. I don't think I can do that.
And that's why I think the online thing is so big. Because in person, we can't even speak to each other or acknowledge the nice smell or the nice look or the well manners of a man or a woman. But online, we got a lot to say though.
Because first, you can't see me online, right? That's the first thing. So you can't see me,
but you get it's the mental. You getting to know them. You're not no physical. Well, you know, sometimes it's catfish, so you never know what they might really actually look
like. That's what I'm saying. Online, you can fall into traps, and you can get trapped into.
You can get trapped by looking at it.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you just use the term catfish, right? Mm-hmm. So online, there has been a major, you know, movement of this catfish thing. But my thing is everybody's typing paragraphs online to say stuff to each other, but in real life, it's like we can't speak.
I mean, so that's the thing, right? So because I don't have this plastic surgery enhanced body,
right?
Even if I was in a dating scene, that's probably not the thing for most people, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it has to be that they're into chubby girls with natural hair, right? So if I am going to try to find somebody who will be interested in me, if I don't want to be patient enough, because I said that I'm not going to approach you and be like, yeah, Wesley, let's go on a date because I like you. That means I have to wait for Wesley to approach me.
Right.
So, all right,
so
we all
pause. Okay. What is a signal or a sign that a woman will send that she even wants to be approached?
A smile.
No, I smile all the time.
See, that's what I'm saying. So if you waiting for him to approach you, I'm asking, what type of signal or sign do women send out?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Come on, ladies, help me out. What's the signal or sign that you are interested in a person, or letting him know that you find him interesting? What's a sign that you would give? I have no clue. But tonight we're talking about we're continuing our relationship segment, and we're going to be talking about why people are divorcing, or more so why they even get married if divorces end. Most marriages end in divorce 60% of the time. So the question that has been posed is, as a lady, what do you do to let a male know that you are interested? Me, I don't have any signals. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know, right?
It'd be weird trying to, I'm telling you, if we can bring a lot of guys in this room and they'll be like, you know what, and really think about it. Like, you have the women that you can come at them nice or aggressive, and they could be single as all outdoors, and you go at them and it's like they'll walk mad fast, or they'll act like they don't hear you, or they'll turn their heads around, or they clicked up with their girlfriends.
Right, so I have something to say about that. So DeAndre, if you want to call in, the number is 570-763-9675. 570-763-9675. Give me a call. Go ahead.
Oh, so I was saying, it's like, in my personal opinion, the reason why online dating has exploded so much is because in person, how people react and respond to each other is so off.
So let me say this. So if you say, hey Neeuq, how you doing? I think you look nice today or whatever. And I say, oh, thank you, but I'm not really interested, right? So I was under the assumption that you were telling me I look nice and you wanted more than just to give me a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Most guys with that rejection be like, oh, you're a stuck-up bitch, and all that other kind of stuff. So I'm scared that he's going to slap me if I say, oh, no, I'm not interested. I can't give you my phone number, right? So that's one thing.
Right, that's a thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So people get mad. So that would be an apprehension right there.
So fellas, y'all gotta chill out when y'all gotta chill out, fellas, when y'all get turned down. Y'all don't have to throw canned sodas at them or call them bees and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so women are afraid. So they're not handling rejection well. And I can remember that happening specifically to me when I was much younger. And it was crazy. So if you find interest in a woman, Wesley, how do you express your interest?
See me,
or is there like a smoke signal?
No, I don't throw smoke signals.
Okay.
I'm straightforward.
Okay.
If I'm feeling you, I'm going at you. And if you receive it, you receive it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going at you, like.
Right, but the way you date, you go in with the intention to like be serious, right? So if you saw me, right, but if you saw me in a grocery store, you were interested. And I don't want this because I saw something on Craigslist. What's the thing, like casual encounters or something like that? I think it's called. So, and it'll be something on there like, I saw you in a grocery store looking so good and smelling all nice. Hit me up, like stupid stuff like that. If that's what I really wanted to do, my opportunity to ask you, hey, Wesley, are you married? Was when I saw you in the store because, I might miss the opportunity. Hey, Arlene, how are you? So how do you approach that? I don't know. You're teaching me something.
How do I approach?
So if you saw me in a grocery store and you don't see me here often, this is my
that's what I'm saying. That's why I move and operate the way that I do. Because it's no guarantee that you will see that person again. Right. So as a man, if I see a woman at a concert, if I see her at the movies, and if I see her at the market, I'm going to approach this woman because I might not see her within, even though Baltimore's small, there's some people you just don't see no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're attracted to somebody and they caught your eye, then you need to make a move, man or woman. And I think if you're I'm not saying make a move, but you should say some type of smoke, some type of signal.
Like what? You can be like,
I'm not a woman. No,
so as a man, like you see me, you like me. So
as a man, I'm not sending those signals. I'm approaching her.
The men, they have it hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. Man. It gotta be because to approach a woman and you might get 10 no's and 1 yes.
Right. Okay.
No, I'm not approaching a man.
You do. In the dating game and trying to, approach or date a woman, you do get more no's than yeses. Especially in this time frame because shut that door.
So have you learned to accept the rejection and that's why you keep moving forward? Like, so
me, see, I'm a different type of person. Everybody don't have the same mentality in the way that they move. And what you stated a few moments ago, that men do get aggressive or say certain things once they get denied, they are. But I'm not moving and operating that way because I care about how I'm still looked at regardless if she like me or not. Because I have this thing about me that, seriously, like I have a high level of confidence. And what I mean by that is if I, feeling a woman and I approach her and she, regardless if she know me or she don't know me, and she turned me down, some type of way in this universe, she gonna realize like, oh man, that was a good man right there. Some type of, if she from where I'm from, you feel what I'm saying? She gonna know some type of point like, dang, You feel me? So, but I don't know. It's just, I operate and move a different way. But I got a question. And this is for women. So, because I see this happen very, very, very often. So I'll see a woman that's in a situation dealing with a guy. And the guy that she's dealing with is trashing her, right? But she's mad loyal to the dude that's trashing her. And it'll be another guy that's come along and like really persistent, nice guy trying to go at her, and she's like, oh, he's just not my type. Or she's like turning him down, she's shunning them. Like I see so many women move and operate like they almost married, but they're in a situation that's like unhealthy, it's not happy.
But if she's not ready to let it go, I'm not saying she should remain loyal, but if she's still mentally in that place where she wants to be in that relationship, I can see why she will be rejecting the other person. Because if she's not ready to move on, even if she finds somebody that she's interested in, to pursue that, you technically will call that cheating.
But that ties back into why people get married and end up getting divorced later on. That's another point right there. Because I see so many women operate and move and stay connected and holding on to something or somebody that's not necessarily making them happy. And they end up dating this person for 10 years. That 10 years turned to 15 years. That 15 years turned to 20 years. So she done waited 20 years until she finally got tired. So that's how you get married. Or that's how you get a child with somebody. Or that's how you end up dealing with somebody for a long time, because even if you're not happy, there's a lot of women still staying there.
Okay.
Y'all don't see that?
I mean, I see it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay. So it's not like, I mean, me, you know what I would say.
No, I feel like you out of there.
You know what I would say. Yeah, you know what I would say.
You get out of there, but that's what I'm saying. And it's not.
But that's common in relationships, though. You know, you're a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're treating this person like they are your husband and your wife, and you're not getting anything out of it.
So, right, but my thing is, how do we even, we
have a voice call.
What's that?
That's it. WMSK Online Radio, this is your host. Hello? WMSK Online Radio. I can't hear.
Well, my thing is neither party can judge or down talk the other if you're going to allow that. If you're a woman, you can't call this man a dog or say he's trash if that's what you laying up with. Because,
I mean, you can, because it's your choice whether or not you or how to lay up with him. It's your choice whether you tell him or not.
That's what I'm saying. That's your choice.
And it's your choice to stay with him.
But how you gonna call somebody a dog? Well, if I don't get it. You flee.
So we were talking about that right before you walked in. We talked about it a little bit last week. Broke men, ain't nobody trying to get with them. Not trying to get with it at all, right?
Broke women.
I mean,
broke men be winning too, just like broke women.
Yeah, I mean, some people do like them, but again, same point you're making. If I got with you and you're broke, and I let you oh, you don't have no job, you don't this, you don't that. You know what I'm saying? I can't. So
all right. So with that, I feel like unless somebody is lying to you or selling you some huge dream or something in the beginning, how do we walk into these situations that are unhealthy or not happy, or it's not what you want in the very beginning? How do you, and then you hear I hear some women say, well, I got dick whipped. And my question is, how do you even get dick whipped if he wasn't even popping in the beginning? Like, how do you even get to of you're attracted to the dick. So I'm not a woman. I don't know what turns y'all on. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, if he's not popping as a man, how are you even excited, or your body is excited or have you ready to perform for somebody? You know, that's not even. I don't get it. I don't know.
WMSK online radio. The phone's not working. So let me I'm gonna reset the phone.
What y'all got to say?
So this is the thing. So, you know, if you are attracted to this person and you want to give them a chance, and you want to give them a chance, you want to figure out where things go.
Boom. I was just about to say that. She said some of them just need a man around just to say they have one. And I see a lot of women move and operate like that, especially when you got your homegirls and stuff getting married or engaged or in relationships, and you the homegirl that ain't got or don't have the proper relationship. It feels like now you have to force that issue now. Like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I had this conversation with, you know, some women close to me just recently. I said, if
WMSK online radio. It's not working.
I said, if the situation is not good and you see your homegirl is not happy, why are y'all still supporting it as women? And I'm not saying treat your friend bad, but why are you still supporting it as women? Like, if you know the situation is not good for her, it's certain things that women still support each other on. Why are you supporting that instead of saying, like, look, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, she getting trashed.
Well, let me interject there, because I know some people, they're going to do what they want to do regardless.
Right.
You talk to them today, to you are blue in the face.
Right.
They still want to do it.
Right.
There's nothing, all you can do is just show support for your friend, and then when you
But what type of support?
you go, I told you so.
Right.
That's
what
it.
That support, like.
So with my friendships, I would never tell my friends, "Oh, girl, you need to leave him because he a bum," or doing, you know, whatever, right? So, you know, I'm going to support her in whatever decision she makes. If she confides in me and she's asking me my opinion, my suggestion to her won't be to leave, because I don't have a relationship to put her in. If that's what you really want and all that kind of stuff, you know, people have been
relationship to put her in. Why she can't take time to get her right?
And I would encourage her to do so, but I wouldn't be telling her to break up and all that other kind of stuff. Right. Because if she decides, oh, I'm breaking up because Keisha told me to break up with him or whatever, then she's going to be resentful towards me.
Mm-hmm. So I don't get that though. I don't get that. How do we help each other then? Like, and I'm gonna give an example, right? Say if somebody's sitting in that chair and her name is Rebecca, right? And Rebecca is with this man, and Rebecca's man sleep with a different woman 3-4 times out of the week. Rebecca's man don't take her nowhere out in public, but Rebecca's man is seen running around with another man, and even in her car. That man is in her car picking up other women. How can you support that?
That too can blow up in your face. Not even that I'm supporting it, but if I go and I say, listen, Rebecca, I saw such and such, he was on a date with whoever, that can blow up in my face. And it has.
So I feel like that's not a, and she just said that too. She said, I've been cut off because I don't support the foolishness. And I feel like, well, that's false and fake relationships. Because if you're going to call yourself friends and homegirls and tight, where is the realness? How is that?
The realness comes when you tell them. If you tell them up front, like, look, I don't like your guy, he said some slick shit, whatever have you. Okay, your friend is going to be like, okay, I hear you. And she's still going to date him. So you got your thing off, you got it off your chest. And if she continues to still be with this man, then all you could do is just support her.
In the situation that I had, listen, I'm not trying to be in your business. You know, I know it might be uncomfortable what I'm going to say, but I saw your man, he was hugged up with whoever. She was like, oh, you just jealous And you know what? So you're upset with me
because I'm telling
you.
So that wasn't a real friend, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Who? Her to me or
her to you?
Right.
So I also have been in discussions whereby I asked, well, would you tell me if you saw my partner out with somebody else? They would say, no, I'm going to mind my business.
See?
That's my point. I know y'all be thinking I'm like massive, like just over the top, but I feel like that happens a lot. And instead of bringing it and helping your friend, you know what they might do? They might go talk to their other friend about it instead of bringing it to you. Now it becomes gossip. Now it becomes your laughing stock. Now it becomes, oh girl, I seen Keisha husband with such and such and such and such. She run around here like she all happy, and I seen her boyfriend or husband with such and such. But guess what? She didn't bring that to Keisha to help keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't real friends to me.
I mean, it depends on how Keisha would receive it, right? Because Keisha may not be approachable or may not be receptive to that. It could have been that I said something to Keisha before and it blew up in my face, or Aisha said something to Keisha before and it blew up in her face. So now we all know not to ever tell Keisha about that.
Right.
So what do we go to our friends about? So because, you know,
I think the dynamics in every friendship is going to be different. So that's the first thing. So you may not be that friend that I have that type of relationship, you know. So it just depends on the dynamics.
So what y'all saying is the main reason why sometimes it be like, yo, Wax always got something to say. I got that, and it don't bother me. It really don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? But I've got the, you know, yo, Wax, oh my God, this nigga always got something to say. And that's cool, for real. I'm cool with that because
I would want my friends to come and tell me.
Right, and
I would tell my friends, but let me take it back. Depending on the dynamics of our friendship, my really close friends, I would be like, listen, babe, I got something to talk to you about. You know, you can do the investigation or whatever. So say, and this is another thing. So I, you know, spill all the beans or whatever, right? She go back to him like, oh, well, Keisha said something, because she saw you or whoever. So now he don't like me,
right?
Because I done snitched on him, but she want to stay with him.
Yep.
Right?
I get what you're saying, but that's the point. That sounds crazy. There's too many dynamics and elements of why we not being real in these friendships or relationships.
We are being real, but people still want to do what they want to do. No, that's not what I'm saying.
So I'm saying is like what we saying right now is some of the main reasons why a lot of people don't come to each other. You know why? Because you can have two homegirls, and one homegirl boyfriend can walk up and fill the other girl butt or something, or just push up on her when the one girlfriend not paying attention, and she might don't say nothing. You know why? Because she'll be like, she not gonna believe me. She gonna take his side, and in that position in my mind frame, I don't think that's a good or healthy relationship. Because if my brother or one of my homeboys come to me and be like, no disrespect, bro, but you're such and such. When you ain't in the same room, man, she trying to rub on me. She trying to throw the butt against me.
So that's
I'm not
else.
I'm not going to be like he lying.
We had someone on live, DeAndre.
Yep.
Right.
I was about to get to that. I like that comment, brother. But what I'm saying is, say if I'm gonna use my actual friends, you know what I'm saying? Brandon, one of my friends named Brandon. If I see his woman out on a date with another woman, and I continue to clap his hand, or go play basketball with him, or bring him over to my house to watch the football games, or I'm going to his son's games or something, we constantly around each other. But I never bring up the fact that I saw his woman out with another man. If and when he finds out, sometime down the line, now he's gonna look at me a certain way, and he's not gonna like me. He's gonna look at me like, yo, what the?
That's basically what I just said. So, it can blow up in your face either which way. So if I see him and I tell you, you choose to stay with him, you're mad at me because he convinced you, no, something's wrong with her eyes. She should have wore her glasses on. That was my twin, or something stupid like that. Or, if I don't tell you, you're going to say my expectations was for you to tell, or whatever. So
it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
He said girls trip. I've never seen it. What happened?
So what happened?
So one of the girls.
What y'all feel? You see somebody cheating on your friend, you tell them you don't cry.
As a reporter, and she got the news first. She told the girlfriend.
I'm down. Hit me up, fella.
She did. She told the girlfriend this third time. She blew up, didn't care, they lost their friendship. This relationship is hard nowadays because everybody always judging everybody. No one wants to be that person's friend and not worry about what's going on. I'm going to dinner with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy, bro. See, I'm on vacation right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to come to me.
I see.
I like that. Amber said, I'm telling ASAP because that's my friend. And that's how I feel. Like, yo, if that's your friend and y'all lose your friendship because you trying to look out for the well-being of your friend, well, maybe that wasn't supposed to be your friend in the first place. Because if you doing the right thing and y'all end your friendship off of that, then I don't feel like that was your friend because I'm going to my homeboys and be like, yo, I saw your wife or your baby mama or your girlfriend and I don't know what was happening, but I seen him.
But so what if it is, because I had another situation in which it was like a family member or somebody like that,
that's
right?
Cool.
So I'm so quick to tell, I saw him at the grocery store with whoever. It blew up in my face because, I was never introduced or whatever. So when she went back, she asked, it was like, hold on one second. WMSK Online Radio. Yeah, phone's still not working. So, even, his excuse was, that's my cousin from whoever. Right. And that was that situation in which she elected to believe her boyfriend over me. So, I knew that in the parameters of that friendship, it was no way, I don't care, I could have saw them in the car, pants down, all of that. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting in the middle of it. You catch him however you can. Because once you've changed that, once you've changed the parameters of our friendship, I'm just not doing it. So and it's not like you don't know, because women know. They should. That women's intuition kicks in.
It kicks in. Yes, it does.
So there has been a lot of behavior before this point that should have rang some type of alarm or bell. So So don't be shocked when I come to you and you mad at me. So I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying though. How is that a real friendship in the beginning? Like, if I'm saying I'm committed and I'm just being real, maybe just me. I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm single. Everybody knows that. But if I get into a serious relationship with a woman and I am doing the things that a man should do, I'm holding my household down. I'm taking care of my woman. I'm taking care of my family, and I'm doing the right things. And if you see my woman running around here with Joe Schmo and it's not me, please bring the information to me. Don't turn your head and be like, oh, no, I ain't saying nothing to Wesley because that ain't my business. I'm giving everybody the authority that when I get into a relationship in the future, if you see my woman out here running ragged, bring her to me. I mean, bring the information to me because don't have me out here looking foolish. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, don't take it to your other friends and talk about me around town and be like, oh, girl, Wesley out here acting like he is stuff. but I just seen his girlfriend
Right.
riding around something. No,
No.
don't do that, because then I feel like you're not real and genuine.
To piggyback off that, the main question should be, what do you do when it comes, like that conflict comes towards you? Like, how do you react? Like, it's something that you've done before, like, you have to see the call with it, just take care of it, or do you ignore it? Like, how do you come to that situation as a man?
I mean, me personally, if the information comes to me, I'm going to check it out. I might not come at my woman aggressively, off the break, because I don't have no hardcore evidence or information, but it will put me on guard about what I need to be saying, what's going on. I do need to figure out some stuff.
So you're not going to confront the person with the information?
Not necessarily. Not just off break.
Okay.
Not,
so you're going to do your own investigation?
I think me personally, how I will move, if somebody brings this information to me, then that's going to make me be on my P's and Q's and seeing if it's something I'm missing or I ain't see that I need to look out for. I'm not going to necessarily just off break, just go in attack mode. Because like you said, it could have been a co-worker that you went to lunch with. Some people are actually friends at work, where they get a sandwich when they go on lunch breaks or something like that. And it's like, you can't be so insecure in your relationship that if your female partner, been working with this guy for 7 years, and he could be married and got his own family, but they got a real genuine friendship because they've been working together for 7 years. They never had sex. They never done any of that. They just real friends. I believe in stuff like that because I have friendships with women that I've never laid down with, and they genuinely my friend. You know what I'm saying? So if I get married or in a relationship, then I can't be her friend. I've never touched her. She never touched me. I never did. So I'm saying that
okay,
to
so
say
what if we're in a relationship and it is my work friend and somebody came and said, oh, I saw you and I saw your girlfriend and her a guy at the store, whatever. In order for you to find out that's my work friend, you would still have to ask me.
Right.
So I'm gonna say on that note, what do you do? All right. Your partner.
I do. But see, what he just said, that's a real question in today's relationships. That is an appropriate real question in today's relationships. I'm glad he said that because people get in these relationships knowing that person not about to be loyal to them.
Right.
I have witnessed women that are close to me that I know she knew off break. He was dealing with other women. He was sleeping with other women. He had a girlfriend and some other stuff, and she still dealt with him. So that question is appropriate. Do we expect real loyalty in these today's relationships? Because it's men and women that's in relationships and they're not loyal to each other.
So this is the thing with expectations. Most times we're not communicating because we fall under this realm of social control and we have a general idea of what's expected or what relationships are supposed to entail. Because we don't communicate, we don't talk to each other, we don't know any real expectations. We know that relationships are supposed to have sex, time, quality time, monogamy, whatever, right? So that's what we know of relationships to have. A lot of times, we don't talk about our expectations. We don't communicate our expectations,
Because I think some
which we
things,
talked about several weeks ago.
I think some things are like globally. I think we think it's
exactly
because I can't lie. But maybe because you made that comment, then it's certain things I'll say too coming off break. But I feel like coming into a relationship as a grown woman, a woman that I'm into. I don't know if I thought you had to sit down and be like, look, me and you together. I don't expect you to get hit by another man. I don't expect you to be, you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. But if we're dating again, your expectation is that I'm not having sex with anybody else but you.
So then you go to that dating term again.
Hold on. No, we never discussed this.
See, but she talking about the dating thing. I'm talking about a commitment.
Right.
I'm not talking about dating because I know when you dating, I don't go into no situation thinking she don't have 2 or 3 other men on her phone line. If I'm just meeting her and I've known her for a month or 2 months, I'm not going into that situation thinking, oh, she just go to school and go to work and to the gym or something.
Right.
No, I'm
When
gonna
those
respect
2 or
like
3 months come and go, and you decide, oh, I'm gonna hit that automatically puts us in a relationship.
it don't though. Why you keep saying that?
Because
Once you start having sex with
according to
somebody, you don't automatically.
according to you,
I never stated that. See, here you go. Here you go. See, I never stated the fact that as soon as I have sex with a woman, we together. I never said that because I
we
will
are
speak
together
up.
because I can't have sex with anybody else because you and I are having sex.
No, what I will say is, see, she always
All right,
trying to
all
say
right,
stuff.
all right,
Right.
All right, so
Don't do it.
I'm gonna drop that part.
Thank
But
you.
okay,
There you
so you know, so now we're in a relationship. Even still, I don't think that we really think out and communicate all of our expectations
Mhm.
because you're still learning each other. Even if you know we say, oh, we're in a relationship, you know, it's still something to learn about this person on a daily basis.
So I like that right there. I like that because that's why I feel like, and I've said this before, I think people need to take that time to get to know people because it's so many different layers of a person. So before you go and say you want to be that man or woman's girlfriend or boyfriend, before you say you want to set that ring and be married, before you say you want a child by this person, you need to really get to know that person before you do these things. And I feel like sometimes in society, we move so fast and so quick to be in a relationship or so quick to have a baby or so quick to get married, and you don't really know that person as well as you think you should because that's why a lot of these relationships crumble. You know why? Because you really didn't know the person that you was in a relationship with. Only thing you was worried about is saying, I got a girlfriend or I got a boyfriend, but you really don't know that person how you should.
Right. So this is something else. As far as expectations, I think communicating those expectations will still be a matter of situation. You know, unless I'm faced with that situation, I probably wouldn't know to talk about my expectations in anything. Because I'm sure nobody has a list of expectations written down other than their general basic things. Because again, if I'm going by the general standards or global standards of what's included in a relationship, if it's nothing that comes up that makes me talk about it, you're probably not going to know my expectations.
So that
You're
also
probably
goes
not
back
going to ask.
into, remember when we was talking about, I forgot what the main topic was, but I said communication is key. I forgot what was the topic, Kitty.
Same thing.
No, we was talking about something else, but
I'm talking about relationships, side chicks, this whole relationship series.
But I was saying communication is key because if you have the proper level of communication with your partner, I feel like other things should be able to fall in place. You shouldn't be in a relationship and the man or woman is not happy and you don't know that they're not happy. If the person is not happy and you don't know they're not happy, y'all not having a proper level of communication. And what I mean about that is,
so do I have to say I'm unhappy for you to know that?
I'm not even saying spell it out and say I'm unhappy.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you need to speak on the things that makes you happy and makes you unhappy. Something that's going missed. If you running around and you unhappy in a relationship and the other person is oblivious to why you unhappy.
You're missing all of my nonverbal cues. That's what's being missed.
that ain't a good relationship then.
Why? Because I'm not verbalizing or that you can't see it.
Right.
Who's wrong?
Listen, no. Oh, go ahead. He got something good.
I'm gonna use me as an example. So me and my girlfriend, we've been together for 7 months. We've been going through ups and downs like a whole relationship. But in the beginning of the relationship, when we was getting to know each other, I told her, regardless if this were hurt me or not, I need to know how you feel because I want to express myself. If you want to be in a relationship, you want to work things out. Always speak your mind. People don't have to rush with anything. Rush it, look, you don't have to rush anything. All you gotta do is feedback from that. If you're in a relationship, be in that relationship. Someone coming to you with power, you just want to stand there, watch yourself, as your eyes will never last. Always.
No problem. Thank you for joining us. Have a good vacation. So basically, he was saying in the beginning, they had, great communication. He was encouraging her to tell him whatever it is that she feels. Again, even if you say that, right? Does that mean throughout, I'm going to do it?
I don't.
Let me ask you
So
this.
that maybe you're not meant for that person.
So let me say this. Because say you're in a relationship and, you're interested in me. So now I'm going to become your side chick, right? So in the beginning, we say, oh, well, there's going to be no strings attached. Where I can't see you out in public. I'm going to meet you on every Thursday or whatever, right? We're setting out the boundaries of this relationship.
Feelings get involved.
Exactly. So now I've been your side chick for 2 months. I want you to leave everything, so we're going to be together, right? So now I'm stepping outside of the boundaries.
Why would you even do that? That's my point. Let me tell you something.
You put yourself in that situation now. Now you want to switch up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I don't feel like you have a right to really even bark. If you coming into a situation and you already accepting the BS, you don't have a right to bark later on because that's what you walked into. But a woman that has a right to bark is the woman that came in the door and was like, look, I don't expect you to be doing such and such, and I'm not accepting this. The women that be barking after they already accepted being a side chick, they already making themselves look foolish. You know why? Because majority of the times, in that man's mind, he like, she gonna let me do whatever.
Okay, so let's take the side chick out. Even if it is no side chick, this is you and I. We're talking about, this is the new, we dated for a little bit. This is going to be the parameters of our relationship, right? So even going on into this, Wesley, I'm expecting X, Y, and Z or whatever. I'm not really trying to have any children. I don't really want to get married or whatever. You agree to be in this relationship with me. I already told you I'm not trying to get married and I don't want to have
you got to use somebody else as an example. You can't use me as an example. Because I don't care. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Okay,
I don't care how fat her butt is. I don't care how big her breasts are. If she walk in the door and say, Wesley, I don't want kids and I don't want marriage, you and your fat butt and big boobs can keep moving.
So you're going to break up with me.
I don't even want you in
Okay, so we're in a relationship already, Wesley. You gotta.
No,
I
I
want you to
can't.
answer the question.
I can't
We're in a relationship for 1 year, and then you keep talking to me. Oh, well, baby, we're gonna get married, whatever. And I just keep blowing you off for a little bit, right?
You need another caller.
The phone is not working.
Oh, well, the phone's not working today. She need another caller and somebody else because I'm not accepting that.
Okay, so you told me up front you want to get married, you want to have children. I agree. Into this thing, I say, oh, well, I'm going to school for my PhD. I'm not really ready for children, whatever, right?
That's different.
So now I just changed the parameters of our relationship.
That's different. That ain't changing it because you know why that ain't changing it for me? The thing about me is I'm very strategic and planning out stuff anyway. If she's trying to get a doctorate degree or be a nurse or a lawyer or whatever, a business owner, I'm on board with that. Come on, babe, let's figure this out. You need how much money you need, how much time of my day you need us to figure this out. I am very strategic and I plan stuff. To the point sometimes that's why my relationship is funny. Because how I operate as a man, to the point is actually the reason why some of my relationships don't work because some women don't know how to accept how I move. I'm very planned out and strategic, and some women don't like that.
So tell me how you would deal with it.
If she tell me, Wesley, I want my PhD and I'm not ready for a child right now, I'm on board with that. I'm like, come on. That's I'm supportive to that.
So now what if she in a relationship?
Look, I don't want to get married.
She don't want to get married, or she gets birth control without your knowledge.
I'm saying, what do you mean? Like,
what if I got pregnant and I had an abortion without your knowledge? I was pregnant by you, but I know
that's diabolic. That's diabolic type stuff. Because
it's what?
It's diabolic. It's
Why?
not good. It's not good.
Right, but if I did it behind your back.
Exactly. Then we not moving as one. These scenarios that y'all bringing up, these things happen in real life.
Exactly.
I'm out of there.
So you would break up with
I'm out of
me
there. I'm out of there. You know why? Because now I feel like I don't know what else she would do. If I'm coming to the table saying,
no, not the abortion. If I don't want to get married right now because I want to get my PhD.
that's cool.
Oh, you would go for that?
That's cool.
Okay.
If I feel her that way, you know why I would go for that? Because, like I said, I'm a very strong communicator.
Right.
I don't switch up from when I'm speaking like this on a show to what I am and dealing with a woman. I communicate what makes me happy, what don't. I communicate what bothers me, what don't. I'm asking questions. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? You seem like you're in a bad mood. Everything good? And if you don't feel like talking about it right now, another hour from now, I'm coming back. I'm asking, what's wrong with you?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's me. So if she has plans to build her life and certain things, I'm with that. You know why? You know why I'm 32 years old with no biological kids? It's because I plan to be at a certain place by the time I'm 35 as a man, and then I can just do whatever. Because I feel like I want to be able to give as much as I can to my family. I'm very focused on that. So as much as if anybody see me, they see me, I'm out here all day, every day. I'm at some type of meeting, some type of organization. I'm trying to figure out some type of business move. I'm investing in this. I'm doing that. I feel like if I'm running around like that and I've got a wife and kids and all that stuff, then maybe I'm neglecting her. And even though she's like, well, Wesley, you making good money, but you're not home enough. We need to talk to those women too. We need to talk to the women that have a man that makes the 200, 300, 400,000, but that man is never home. She's not as happy as well. Just like you have the woman that the man is up under her all day. That's my point. So, right, you're right. And I think about stuff like that. The average stuff that a lot of people just let fly away, they don't think about. I think about, all right, the man is up under his woman all day, and he don't got no job or no money. She might like that attention to a certain extent, but after a while, she's yo, you ain't got no cash. I'm paying for everything. You driving my car. You living in my crib. You doing this and you doing that. So that's one unhappy situation. But guess what? He giving her all his time. He can pick her up from work. He can be home with her all day. He can be there when she get off. That ain't happiness either. You know, because
you're right.
But also, now she got the, I speak and talk to so many different women, and it's different. You'll have a woman that be like, yeah, my husband a lawyer, right, but his workload and all these cases and all this and all that. Exactly. That right there, sometimes it's so hard to keep a woman happy because you can have a man that makes the big check. He got all the money. I can't imagine what a lot of these NBA and NFL and actor wives and it look pretty. It look pretty online and look pretty on TV. But when your husband in a different when your husband in a different state or country every month or every week, yeah, you're living in a big mansion house, but you home with the kids and yourself all the time.
But it's a lot of situations in which people seek out these rich people for money
because they feel like
because that materialistic stuff is going to make me happy. Right. But deep down inside is going to be something else that's missing, and you're going to try to fill that void some way or another. Right. So you can lie to yourself if you'd like to, but in reality, when you're unhappy, that's how stuff happens. So anyway, so we also talked about why people marry in the first place. Love, commitment, companionship, children, relationships being recognized by your religion, financial stability, legal rights, and benefits. That's why people get married. Right. So let's talk about some of the reasons why people get divorced. Because people aren't marrying as often. In 2007, about 57% of people were getting married. In 2017, only 51% was getting married. So millennials, they're not hearing it. They're not even trying to get with it.
Millennials not getting married real fast.
Yeah, they're not. So they have a different set of standards. Right. They're not going for it. So
So you want to know why people get divorced?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay. The article said this is why people get divorces. Getting in for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
That's like the number one reason.
That's number one, and I feel that way because it's like you have a major percentage of women that are going after the big bag that the man can provide, instead of, and I know that's important in life.
But statistics
Because nobody
say
wants
that
to
people
struggle.
don't want to marry a broke person.
Exactly.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, you have a lot of women that's really chasing and going after the bag in a relationship of a man, but she don't really know that man how she should really know that man. So once she get with him and he's providing this house or this car or this shopping spree, at some point in time in a relationship, those things get old.
Right.
So being able to properly communicate and talk to somebody and connect to them on a different level, being actually happy and doing things that they want to do together is different from just being with somebody because they make a lot of money. So you chase him for the money, but he's not what you actually want in a man.
But after a while, doesn't love don't even last that long. After the tingling and the butterflies in the stomach and all that.
What you mean? I think that's wrong.
What, you think love is
No,
forever?
I don't think the tingly lasts forever. I don't think the tingly butterflies last forever. The butterflies
So
is in the
supposed to stay
beginning.
with you when the butterflies go away? Like, what's keeping me with you once the butterflies go?
Love.
Let me tell
Love
you.
is not a word. Love is not just something you say. I think, in my opinion, love is a action.
Mhm.
Love is an action. I think too many people running around here using the term "I love somebody," but that person or yourself are not actually doing the proper things to show that love. So then, what do you love and why do you love? So a man that's not, treating you well, a man that's not, doing the things that make you feel good and make you happy and make sure you're secure. How are you still saying you love? What are you loving at that point? And I ask women sometimes, like, you say you love him, what are you loving? Is he doing anything to show you that he loves you or he's trying to keep you and sustain you and make sure you're happy and secure? What are you loving? And I feel like some people don't really know what love is. It's almost like I don't want to use the word of obsession or crave. It's like you crave a person. Or you're obsessed with that person. But if you want to use the term love, what is that person showing you? Why do you love them? You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, this just be my understanding of stuff. Because if I'm with a woman, I'm going to show her as much as I can. Like, look, I know this is what it is. And even when we on bad terms or we rocky for a couple weeks or whatever, because those things happen. Those things happen in relationships, especially when you with somebody for a long time. If you with somebody for a year, 5 years, 10 years, do you think every week is going to be big popping? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some men that been with their woman for 5, 10, 15 years, and they be like, yo, she get our attitude and she take my pussy from me. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I don't mean to say it in the terms like that, but I was just talking I was just talking to one of my uncles, and he running around the house big grumpy. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? And like, we in the basement tripping. He like, man, your aunt took a pussy from me. And I'm like, and I bust out laughing, but as a man, I understood what he was saying. Because if they living in that house together, and she mad for whatever, or she doing her little grumpy thing, and
they don't care. They don't want to get it.
Exactly. He ain't got his
mad. So no, I don't think I'm supposed to be giving it to you.
I'm not saying you are, but what I'm saying is he still feels like, yo, that's mine. Like, it's your body, but that's mine. So you holding out for like a month and a half. 2 months without giving him anything. He's suffering, bro. So you watching your husband or your boyfriend go through it every day. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and you're not addressing it. I feel like even though you might be and sometimes people get upset when I say this, but I feel like every action has a reaction. If you don't want your man or your woman to go looking somewhere else for something, you need to make sure that both parties are taken care of. And I stand by that. If a man don't want his woman to go out here searching for happiness in other places, he needs to make sure she's taken care of. I mean that. Like, if she wants or needs something, if she missing fun, if she feel like she's bored. I know women that be like, I love him, but I'm bored. I'm bored out of my mind. Yo, she need to express that. She need to communicate that. And once she communicate that to him,
years and you no longer take me on dates.
You don't date.
So
That's tough.
why? Okay, so why do I have to be the person to tell you, oh, well, I'm bored. You don't take me on dates anymore. You should take me on dates.
But that's not
When
the
you
reason
know-
why relationships break, because people get too comfortable.
Right, but why is it up to the lady to say, oh, I missed those dates you used to take me on. You should pick that up again.
Communication is key.
No, because you as a man knew that when you got with me, I liked
You
going on
can't
dates.
you can't
I liked
necessarily say that, because then I can use the argument that a lot of men saying, why don't she get sexy for me no more? I know we've been together for 8 years, but she don't put on for me no more. She ain't coming through with the big sexy outfits. Now she always want the big drawers and the t-shirt on. Just because we've been together for 8 years, don't mean I don't want the sexy drawers. You see what I'm saying?
You're sexy for what?
Exactly. See what I mean? See what I mean? Like, no, bro. Like, just because you've been with that man for 5 years or 8 years, he still want to see you in a little sexy thong or a little sexy shirt or outfit. Like,
we don't want to put in the work.
exactly. A lot of women
Well,
get
again,
comfortable.
that goes back to her question. The love, after that tingly and all of that other stuff goes, that's what happens. People get complacent, and it's the expectation. Oh, this is what we're going to have in this relationship, and a lot of times those expectations aren't being met, and then we're not communicating with each other, saying, "Oh, my expectations have not been met." So that just we're spinning circles. And then over time, as those things don't happen, as those expectations aren't getting met, the love just starts walking right on out the door. It's dwindling.
And that's my point.
And some people believe that the first time you get married, you should get married for love, and the second time you should get married, for money. What you think about that?
I don't know, because I'm not remarrying. But I was doing a show. I was doing somebody else's show.
I can't really speak on that because I'm not married. And what I'm saying is, when I do get married in this lifetime, if it don't work out, I'm not having 3 and 4 marriages at the back and back and back and back. That's just not me. People do it, and I'm not down talking it, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm saying me, what I'm saying? Because I'm
Teddy, babe, you probably wouldn't even divorce in the first place.
Oh no, if I'm not happy, I'll try to work things out.
Right.
I try to work things out. Like I'm telling y'all, like I'm real. Like I try to work things out and figure out what's going on. But after a while, if it just ain't getting it popping, you gotta.
But what if you never get married?
That's something I have. You know what's funny? I spoke about that the other day. You know what I'm saying? Because if all right, if I never get married,
are you okay with that? Would you be okay with that?
I'm not gonna say I'm just simply okay with it, but I'll accept it. I'm not going to dwell on it, but what I will do, and this, I will find a woman that I have. I will find a woman that I have a good relationship and understanding of to provide my child. I'm 32 years old. I'm not waiting no longer than 35 to have my own child. I will have a female.
You're making arrangements.
That I'm not. It ain't got to be arrangement.
That's what it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
You're about to change your life and her life.
Well, yeah, that's his arrangement, but I ain't like how that sounds.
I mean, but that's
no, that is what it is. But what I'm saying is, if I don't get married, and I'm not married by I'm 35, no, I'm gonna have a woman that I have a lot of respect for.
You got an age limit to get married?
Me?
Everything is an age limit?
No, it's not everything. Not an age limit. It's about I want to have a child by the time I'm a certain age. See, I don't want to be massive old and like not functioning well.
What's massive old?
Listen.
I mean, raising kids and like really being active. I really don't understand why people wait until they get so old to have these kids.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be that old.
If I'm 40 and I'm having my first baby,
the lady was
I'm gonna be 58.
She had her baby.
See, I'm not down in nobody else's process. I'm saying I want to be active and like still be able, even though I'm physically fit and I do a lot of stuff now, and I'm gonna be that fit when I'm 50. I'm saying I want to, if I have a son,
he think he is.
I'm gonna get it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get it popping. You gotta see my father, my grandfather, it's popping.
And that's going to turn your attractiveness up by 1,000 because you get that salt and pepper and you look good.
I'm not right. I'm gonna be popping. I'm not gonna be 40 years old and my frame out of shape and I'm big fat. No. But what I'm saying is, I want to be at a point where as though it's when my son or daughter is in sports or in high school or going through life, I'm not extremely old and can't really properly experience certain things with them. So I don't want to be 45 just having my first child.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
when they 20, I'm 65.
Yeah.
I'm not down to nobody else's process. I'm just saying me. So I have, you know, my personal goals and plans that, you know, I have set up like, yo, if I find my wife by the time I'm 35, then I'm gonna set something up and I'm gonna have my first, you know, child. Even though I have Elijah and I raised him as my son, you know, right now, man, Elijah operate and move as single parent. I'm a single parent dad by default. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that know my situation know Elijah's father and mother is deceased. So on a day-to-day basis, it's me and Elijah. So I have an understanding and a whole lot of respect for single parents because I am now one. And I have a big respect for women that, and that's another thing. I lean on my homeboys and stuff like that that's around me. If I feel like, yo, don't come to me with excuses because I know what it takes and what goes into raising a child when you're doing it alone and you looking at the other person. They seem like they just having big fun. Yep. They traveling, they going out every night. I can't operate like that. Anytime I want to go out, I got to make sure I got his babysitter set up, and not just a babysitter. I got to make sure he's washed up. I got to make sure he's eating. I got to make sure he got some clean clothes. It ain't just, oh, you dropping him off and bouncing. Right. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's where people don't have the proper level of communication, that they're not discussing these things. So you got men saying, oh, I pay child support, she should be good. Bruh, that child support is not making everything good, because when you can roll out your bed anytime you feel like it, and she got to wake up and get herself together and get that baby together, when she got to wake up and feed herself and feed that child, when she got to take them to school or daycare every day, when she got to make sure they, you know, have all their responsibilities taken care of, and you can wake up and do whatever you want. Yep. It's no difference. So the check that you dropping off, in my personal opinion, it don't equate to that everyday lifestyle that a parent deals with a child. And the reason why I can so strongly speak on it is because I live it every single day. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm not just getting me together. I can't just get up and when I'm late, I'm really off. You feel what I'm saying? I'm off. Because I can't get mad at him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got to get up at a certain time and get myself together and get him together as well, because it's not just me. You feel what I'm saying? Or if I want to go out and do something, it's not just me. Wow. So a lot of the time, I can't just go out with my homeboys or my friends all the time when they call me and be like, stop. When they call me and be like, Wesley, we doing this, we doing that. And I'm looking like, yo, I can't go. You feel what I'm saying? They are out. But what tricks me out is, they got mad at me recently. Because we was chilling, and I was like, all of y'all fathers, but y'all don't understand the grind on the level that I understand. And it was like, Wesley, you always taking up for the women, you always taking up for this, you that. No, I'm not taking up for the women, but what I am saying is, all of y'all fathers, but none of y'all live with y'all child. All of y'all fathers, but none of y'all have that every single day to day time frame of taking care of that child. Sit down. So we live on air. Elijah in here making big noise. He going off. He destroying stuff. That's a part of being a single parent as well. Because while I'm on the station, he's with me. He was so bad with me. But sometimes they don't understand that. So when you got the man that's talking about he paying child support, and he think he really getting it popular because he paying child support, I'm looking at him and I'm saying, bro,
like you have no idea.
You have no idea of that everyday grind.
Yeah. And then they think that child support is it.
Yes.
That's it. They don't have to do nothing else. No birthday cards, no nothing. No Christmas gifts, no nothing.
Man, I was in the barbershop getting my hair cut the other day. And when I was getting my hair cut, I saw when I was getting my hair cut, I saw this dude come in, and the little boy stood up and was like, Daddy. The father didn't know his son and his child's mother was in the barbershop. Stop. He came in, shook the other guy's hand, and acted like he was talking to him for a second and left. Once the little boy got his hair cut and they left, he came back in to get his hair cut. So I didn't really catch it too well at first until I heard him and the other barber laughing and joking. And he was like, yeah, I laughed with you. They was done. I wasn't paying for his haircut.
Trifling.
Yo, that shit right there really just threw me off, bro. Cause I'm like, yo, you really got up and ran out the barbershop so you could make sure
That you didn't pay.
that you ain't pay. And he's like, yeah, I'll pay child support. She ain't getting nothing else out of me. And I'm like, yo, like just that mentality alone. You feel what I'm saying? We can't be like, because my thing is the child didn't ask for this stuff. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Like, the child did not ask for these relationships. The child didn't ask to be born. And the thing about being a child is you can't pick who your parents are. But the parents could have chosen to do different things before they had that child. And it's like once you had that baby, then that's a responsibility that you and her have. But we operate and we move like, oh, she is just her.
Mm-hmm.
The seed came from you first, sir. And I live that and I believe that. The seed came from within you first. And yes, I know, I'm going to speak to the ladies as well. Some of y'all need to pay attention. If you know that man did not want you to be his child's mom, or he didn't want to be with you, if you know that man didn't want you on that level and it was only sex, why put yourself in getting pregnant by a man that only wants you for your body? And I want y'all to think about that sometimes. Like, if you're in a relationship or you dealing with a man, he only wants your body. Women, y'all know this.
You have to protect yourself.
Exactly. Protect yourself. Don't be in denial. You knew he only wanted you for sex. If that man only wanted you for sex, then why are you putting yourself in a lifelong situation where it's now as you have that man child? And then what? What happens when he don't want you no more? But you knew he only wanted the sex.
But even still, once he made the baby, right?
Yeah, I
Once
agree.
he made the baby,
I
he
agree
still,
to a certain extent.
even still, he should still take care of his responsibility.
I believe that.
And the dude that left that barbershop, for that barber to sit and laugh and joke with him, he should have held him accountable. And he should have told him how petty he was for not paying for that kid's haircut. I don't care how much your child support is. First of all, they had to bring it to your attention that they was even in there. That's a pitiful shame.
Wow, that right there is big. As says, too many women that they can change a man with the pussy and the kid. And that's true. A woman who knows who she's dealing with, but it's women that have the mind frame that if I had this baby by him, he'll stay.
That's a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie. Stop. It's a lie. You can't keep no man just by vagina. If he don't want to be kept, he's not or by baby.
He's fleeing the scene.
Exactly. That man don't want to be kept. He's not going to be kept, and we need to understand that. Like, if he do not want to be kept, women, young queens, middle-aged queens, older queens, if he don't want to be kept, he's not going to be there. You need to.
Right, but it's some that actually will get into a relationship with you. They'll do all of those things. Like, if he don't want to be kept, don't have sex with me raw, right? So you are in a situation and your intention is, oh, I'm just going to get what I got to get from this girl. But you're doing all the things that you would do if you were in a real relationship. We shouldn't be having raw sex if all you want is the butt. You got to get that butt with a condom on.
Oh, yeah,
otherwise, you want to deal with a condom.
I agree with that, but that's on both parties. That's on the woman too, because
but you can't. Again. So we start having sex. You're going to assume that I'm telling you the truth when we talk about our HIV status. You can't leave your life all up to me. You ask me.
That's for both parties, though.
It is.
She can't leave her life up to him, and he can't leave it up to her. Because if she feel like he's one of those guys that's just out here doing his thing, he running ragged, why is she allowing him to insert himself in her broad vagina? She need to work for her own health and self-being as well, because I don't give a damn how big the man's penis is or how good he sucked your pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in, oh girl, his dick was so big, or he sucked my pussy so good. You need to worry about it's more than that. No, they act like you feel me? Like
we talked about it.
I don't want to hear that. They act like they got to walk around with a horse cop or something.
Right.
You feel me? Women always want to walk around like they want somebody with a horse cop. I ain't even gonna go there today. But what I'm saying is, y'all need to, women and men need to take more of responsibility of each other, more accountability of what's going on. Because if you don't want these things happening to you, young queen, you can protect yourself as well. And as a man, if you don't want these things happening to you, then you need to not get caught. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. Sex is a very powerful, like what is it? Like it's almost like a drug.
It is.
Sex is very powerful. Sex is extremely powerful, and sometimes people do certain things that they shouldn't do for that sexual couple minutes.
So we go into this situation and we have set the dynamics and parameters. Then boom, we start having sex. Oh, Wesley, you're so good, whatever. Let's not use a condom today. Mm-hmm. So again, the parameters of this situation has changed based on the situation.
Hold on, what?
So
one time. What? So we sex so good, we ain't having a condom today.
Yeah, so we're not using this condom.
Well,
today,
what I will say is, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes, as humans, we can't get caught up in the moment.
Exactly.
Our body is jumping. You feel me? My joint jumping over here.
Exactly.
She jumping over there. She big wet. They kissing and holding each other. Then you feel me? Anything going on? They might have some drinks. While your body going like that and that energy going, it's hard as crap to be like, hurry up, let's stop and get this condom real quick. Let's go get this condom real quick.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Right. So boom. So we have sex without the condom. I'm not ready for a baby. No. I'm not ready for marriage or your baby or anything like that. Because we're caught up in a moment, we didn't have time to have communication, right?
Right.
So I'm pregnant, right? We did it once, I'm pregnant. So now that again changes everything within this thing.
Well, they got the plan Bs now. They got the plan Bs. They got the plan Bs. Yeah, you can't get caught up in the flesh. You can't get caught up in that moment. And when you get caught up in that moment, they got the plan Bs at every CVS, Walmart, Rite Aid. Go hit this plan B.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right.
You ain't about to just sit here and tell me, oh, it's over. It ain't over yet. It ain't over, baby. The plan B costs, what, $49?
Right, but if you broke, you can't even give me the plan B.
Oh, my God. Now he broke.
I mean, but we about...
Do they got credit card? You can get $49 from your grandmother. Because, bro, right. If you broke, one of your homeboys or your grandmother can loan you $49 because I'm going to tell you something. You better grab that plan B before you had that whole lifetime span of a child with somebody you ain't had. And I'm not even condoning, like, abortions and all that stuff, but I don't like really hitting that because people go crazy.
Well, that's what the plan B is. You just killed our baby.
It ain't even a baby yet.
It is. Once it's in there,
that's not a baby.
Once it's in there, that's our baby.
That's not no baby.
We got a baby. I'm pregnant. So again, you talking about plan B, but oh no, Wesley, I want to keep this baby. We don't have time to communicate. So then, we've already done it, and we about to have this baby.
All right, well, if she's saying we about to have it, then we got to have it because one thing I can say is that the seed comes from the man. Mm-hmm. But it's the woman's body that's going to carry this child for those 7, 8, or 9 months. That's her body. 10 months. However long it is, I'm sorry, you can correct me, but however long it is, that woman has to carry that child. And he can't tell her what to do with her body. Right. He can't do that. And I don't condone that. So I do condone them talking about it.
But what if I didn't tell you my HIV status?
Oh my God.
And now I just, if I ain't tell you before, I'm definitely not telling you after. So I'm just gonna be wishing and hoping.
See, now. Yeah. I don't even know what to say now because now you going to another level.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But no, that's real. That's real, and that's why I say we need to have these.
Go ahead.
Somebody call?
Yeah, he's on here.
But that's what I'm saying. We need to have. Are we talking?
Yeah. Your phone breaking up though.
We have a call in 1 second. Hey, Miss Gaines, how are you?
I'm gonna say he keeps playing these on standby.
He said he keep playing B. We just gotta call her.
He said
he keep playing B's on standby.
Well, he's a popular guy.
I guess. So this lady used him to have a baby by him just because of his reputation. Go ahead. That's just like I seek out married men or whatever you said. People did. Go ahead.
No, that's real. I can speak
So
on
I
that as
have
a
a
man
baby
too.
and no. So
I can speak on
so
that
it's
as a
not
man.
your baby, but I lie and say it's your baby.
Right.
I can speak
Because
on
I
that.
want to be with you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can speak on that. It's even though you try to protect yourself, there are a lot of women out here that and I'm not even gonna just say women, men do it too. But I'm saying as a man, there are women out here that will try to actually have that baby by you because they feel like they like you or they into you on that high level, or they think they can keep you. So they think a child will keep you there. And the women, will be honest and be open about it. There's a lot of women that think if I had this baby by him, this is going to keep him around longer, or he might change for me, or he might be with me because I have this child. So I don't believe in that. But I do know women who have tried to entrap me personally, because they thinking if I have a baby by Wesley, then I'm good. You feel what I'm saying? Like I literally had
seriously in the NBA.
I have seriously had to deal with situations throughout my years of life of women that see who I am as a man. They see how I live or what I have, and they think, oh no, I want in on this. So they thinking getting a baby.
So back to your situation. So you get caught up, and I say, oh Wesley, we going raw, whatever. I didn't tell you that I had sex with somebody else, a couple days before, or I might already be pregnant by somebody else or whatever, right? We're cool. You knew we were in that situation, so it's unbeknownst to you that I could be pregnant or I am pregnant by somebody else. So you agree to keep this baby, and we agree. And how are you gonna find out that it's not yours? Are you asking me for a blood test? Because what if it is yours?
I mean, you can do that, right? You can. You can get a test while she's pregnant.
Yeah, but that's gonna cost you a whole lot of money. So,
but you wait till the baby come.
So you're automatically trusting that I'm not pregnant by you,
It depends on the relationship. Again, that's where the communication level comes in at. Like everybody, I think if you don't know the person that on that level, you might not trust it that way. You feel what I'm saying? But if it's somebody that you was actually with and you believe in them, I don't think you're just gonna run around and be like, I want a DNA test if you was actually with somebody. But if it's just somebody that you was sleeping with or you was dealing with and they end up pregnant, you might do want, to get that that DNA test. And I feel like, that happens a lot. I know personal situations where a woman said the child was one man's, but it wasn't his, it was another man. And that man never asked for DNA, and then that child 5 years old, and he just finding out that son or daughter is not his. So I think that goes into hurtful. Right, and that's a hurtful feeling that you done raised a child for 5 years, and then now you come to find out that's not your biological son or daughter. So that do happen in society, but I feel like that all comes down to what I said in the beginning is communication. And I think if you with somebody, maybe those are the things that you shouldn't have to ask if you with them. But if it's just a sex partner, if you're just sleeping with that person and it ain't nothing else, and they get pregnant, maybe you do want to make sure that's your baby.
But can you do that in a cordial way? Because it's usually that you're not even getting tested until you're mad at each other.
That's true. I think that the men should protect themselves and get the DNA test approved.
So, but if I'm pregnant by somebody else, I don't know that I'll be dating. I mean, some people do it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm pregnant and I know that it's not this person's baby. I don't know that it would be relevant because I wouldn't be having sex with her.
But I want to chime in on that because that goes back into the monogamous thing that you and I be going back and forth on. Because I feel like then if a woman is pregnant by a man and she don't know which child who the father is, then that's the problem right there. Like Like, ma'am, why you sleeping with 3 dudes raw? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's when she makes mistakes.
That's the problem. That's the
You
problem.
know.
Like, you got 3 sex partners, and you don't know which one of the 3 is the father.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, you gotta check yourself, and you can't always blame it on the man. You gotta check yourself personally, because you shouldn't be a woman at a certain age. And I feel like some stuff is learned and is taught, and it's like at a certain age, I just feel like you shouldn't be sleeping with 3 different men raw, and you gotta know, and you don't know who your child is. First of all, that's not healthy. Second of all, you about to have a baby, you don't know who the father is. That's embarrassing, bro. Like, seriously. Yeah. So you blaming one dude on it, and now she looking at the calendar talking about, hold on, I think I had sex with Mike. I had sex with Mike Wednesday. They saying my due date is such and such. Let me calculate this time. No, man, that ain't the right way to go about that.
At all. And I definitely agree with you on that. You know, even if I don't believe in monogamy, I still believe that you should be doing it.
Yeah, I know you don't believe in monogamy.
You still need to be.
You think she be out here getting her rocks off, whatever she feel like. She just feel like you could be out here getting popped and throw it back.
No. Yes, I do. You do what you're supposed to do, but you do it safely.
Right.
Because it may not be a baby we're talking about. In 2000, yes, absolutely. So,
but all right. And like I said last show, I love sex. It feels good. It's an amazing feeling. But at some point, we gotta realize, like, look, sex can lead to so many greater and bigger things in life. So having sex with a woman that I don't want or don't see myself with in the near future, and then now I have a baby with her, I have to deal with that situation and consequence from my action. Or because I'm so caught up in, she got this big old tail and breast, and I ain't protecting myself and she ain't protecting herself, one of us burnt, or one of us got herpes, or one of us got HIV just for, what's the average sex, 15 to 30 minutes or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, for a span, I'm gonna say for between people from 5 minutes to 30 minutes can be somebody's sex life. So from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, now you got AIDS or something because you ain't properly take those precautions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we need to have more conversations. We need to converse about this stuff more. Because it's a big deal. It's really a big deal.
Open wide with Neeuq.
Right. It's a real big deal.
So let's we have about 9 minutes left. The next show is going to be coming in. So two big things that I want to put together before we end for the night. Things ending divorce, marriages ending divorce because a lack of individual identity, and you become lost in your role. So those 2 things I decided that I was, going to put together because it's important. I always say, in order to be in a relationship, you have to give up so much of yourself, right? And the number 2 reason is lack of individual identity.
Yes.
So people take that we are one way too damn far. You done lost your whole self before you realize it.
Yep.
Right? So we really have to look at, what it is that we are talking about. When we get into relationships and you lose yourself. Something that, would be in a typical relationship like Wesley would have, a loss in role. Like, you believe that, the man is supposed to do the work, women sit home, raise children.
Who believe that? I don't believe that.
I mean, it depends on a relationship.
No, I'm saying
depends on a belief.
You tag my name in it.
No,
I never once said the woman got to sit home and raise my kids.
And women are not going to do that.
What I'm saying is, no, it's women that will do it. But I'm saying I never said that. What I'm saying is, in my household, I'm also financially stable, right? And I feel like for a family to remain financially stable, a rule that people don't know in the Black community is what you're supposed to live off of, how you sustain your finances. So if you have a man that makes $75,000 50 or 100 or 150,000, and then you have a woman that makes whatever salary she makes. You don't combine those salaries and live your household off of that. You live off of one salary.
Right.
Black communities don't know that. In a family structure, you're supposed to live off of one salary. You know why? Because if anything ever happens to that husband or that man and his salary does not come to the family, now the wife cannot sustain what has been going on. That's why a lot of families crumble and they lose all their things because stuff can happen. So what I'm saying is, when I get married and I have my family and my wife, I'm not saying she got to stay home. No, she need to go get her bag too. But what I'm saying is, we're going to live off of my salary, because if things go wrong, whatever she's providing and bringing to the team and the family, until I get myself back together, she can carry us.
Right.
With my woman's money,
you gotta be sure that she's able to carry y'all.
Yeah,
you can't be living in a $400,000 house and she's not making that money.
and that's what people don't understand. It's like we look at people will have relationships and saying, okay, my boyfriend or my husband or my fiance, he makes 50 or 100,000 and I make 50 or 75,000, and we're gonna add that together and we're gonna get a house based off of that. That is not the right thing to do. I'm telling y'all, in the financial world, that is not the right way to operate. You don't add the 150, the 200 together, the 300 together, and then get a house. No, you get the house based off of one salary, because if you fall and crumble somewhere along the line, the other partner can still sustain the family and you all will be okay. And if y'all don't believe me, go look and see how the Jewish community operate, how they move, and that's how these things come from. We sit and think, oh, we're going to put this money together, and then guess what? If you lose, one of the persons go down, now we're losing everything.
I'm trying to think, do the Jewish women work? Because I always see them.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them
don't, because a lot of them have a whole lot of children.
A lot of them don't. And you know what I'm saying? But I'm speaking on the sense of financial stability.
But again, that would be why people marry for money. Because if we're going to live off of only one of those salaries, both of us need to be doing pretty good if we're going to have a substantial way of living. So that's definitely an issue there, and people have to pay attention to that. So again, that's another reason why broke people aren't good people for marriage.
All right, well, how many minutes we got? Then we about to tune out. So, to all my followers on Facebook who's been watching, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate y'all, tuning in every Monday from 7 to 9. We'll be back next Monday from 7 to 9 with another hot topic. We'll see y'all, but I just want to send out a motivational, inspirational quote to y'all. I want y'all all to know, no matter what you're going through today, you can still be great, you can still be successful, you can still get the work done. It's just up to you to get it done. So don't ever sit back and feel like you can't, be successful, you can't be great, you can't get things. You can't do that. It's just about you. You got to put that hard work in. So whatever you're going through today, it don't have to be your tomorrow. And whatever's happening for you this week, it don't have to happen or go wrong for you next month. So have faith, keep pushing, and no matter if you are healthy or unhealthy, things will get better. And you just have to have faith in yourself and have faith in God. So I'm tuning out. God bless.
All right, so everyone who's listening to us on YouTube or WMSK Online Radio, our show has come to an end. We'll definitely have a nice topic for you next week. Make sure you're tuning in every Monday night, 7 to 9, to WMSK Online Radio, the home of the Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. This is your Ebony Queen Neeuq. We're going to sign out for the night, and we'll see you next week. You're almost ready.
What's going on, man? How you feeling? What your topics be about? I ain't. Oh, for real?
Yeah, I wrote a book, so it's kind of centered around relationships, friendships, family.
Oh, okay.
Different issues like education.
Okay. What's up, man?
I'm waiting for him to invite us on.
Yeah, need that.
You know.
Turn it down, bro.
Look at me.
Going outside in the air, yo.
Alright,
All right.
I'll be right out.
The phones are down.
Yeah, it's not working.
Haven't used it at all anyways. I don't even know how the phone connect, how that works.
Oh.